Hey guys, it's Kat, and I wanted to make a video, as you can tell from the title, just about weird things people say at restaurants. And I know especially if you're a waitress like me, you might have heard a lot of these before, and some of them are just ridiculous. But I thought I'd share a few of them because some of them, like, you almost, like, you can't even be annoyed because I just kind of laugh because I'm like, I don't really know what to say to that, but okay. So here we go with weird things people have said to me at the restaurant. Okay, one of the first things is, okay, there are several variations of this. I feel like it happens like more than once, but okay, in case you don't know, when you order a steak at a restaurant, especially at a steakhouse, they're gonna be like, how do you want that cooked? Rare being the least cooked, well done being the most cooked. And now I understand because, well, I knew before I worked there because I particularly liked steak already. But okay, I get it. Like, I'm not judging people who don't know exactly what all the in-betweens mean, because especially at some restaurants, it might be a little different. So I'm not judging for that. It's just, I had a person, because I feel like even if you don't know what all the things in the middle mean, everyone knows what rare means because it's self-explanatory and well done, or just done, you know. So I had a lady come in, I forget, there was like two in one day. I'm trying to remember which one happened first. I think it was, they came in, yeah, this lady who ordered a steak. I was like, how do you want that cooked? And she said, medium rare, but with no pink in the middle. And I'm like, so you want it like almost rare, but you want no pink in the middle? Like, these are at opposite ends of the spectrum. So that one may be more of like a really to people who work at a restaurant, because it's like those two things are almost completely opposite. So that's always fun. So you just kind of go like medium well, like suggest something somewhere in the middle and explain to them what it means, and then hope that that eventually gets the point across. And my second story is, I had a family, an elderly family, and their friends come in to eat, and one of them, like, her husband ordered first, and this lady was like looking, she goes, you know what, I want the country fried steak, I want to try that. And I was like, okay, country fried steak? She was like, yeah. And so I was like, you know, do you want the gravy on it, blah 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 blah, whatever. So everything was going great, they were super nice, their meal came out, I set everyone's down, and I gave her hers, and like her plate, and she goes, oh, this isn't mine. And like, I knew it was, but I don't want to be like, yes it is, because that's rude. So I pulled out like, oh, was there a mistake? Is something missing? And she's like, no, this isn't mine, I ordered a steak. And I was like, oh, yes ma'am, you ordered the country fried steak. And she goes, yeah, but I didn't know it was gonna be deep fried. I couldn't even keep a straight face. I was like, oh. And I'm like, and I didn't even know what to say to that because it's in the name. So I just kind of look around the table at her friends, and they were all kind of like trying not to laugh too. And her husband's like, honey, you did order that. It's a country fried steak. It's fried. And she's like, but I didn't know that. And I just went like, you know what? It's okay. I can just get you a regular steak. And then I asked her like what size. And so I went to tell, because like, you know, when something like that happens, you gotta go tell the kitchen like, hey, I need this, like on the fly, like whatever it is. So I went back in and I told them what I needed and on the fly, and they were like, okay, like what happened? Was it cooked wrong? And I had to look my kitchen manager dead in the eye and be like, she didn't know the country fried steak was fried. And he just started like looking at me like, really? It's like super busy Sunday morning, like, and you're trying to play jokes with me? I said, I'm not kidding. And then of course everyone's like asking me, what table, because they want to walk by. And if you're watching this, I'm sorry, it was just funny because it was in the name. So another thing I'm sure any fellow waitresses or anyone who's done it before could tell you is, and I'm sure that this is the same with like retail or any other job, but I feel like in any particular job, whether it's food industry or retail, there's like the same set of stupid jokes that you get all the time, that people just think it's the first time you've heard it, and they expect you to laugh and be like, oh my gosh, and it's like, even if I'm in a good mood when this happens, it's just like really, people say stuff like that, and I have to like force myself to pretend like I think it's funny and be like, oh, haha. But there are days when that doesn't come across as easily, and I have to say, because I haven't been a server for 3 years, but I've worked at this restaurant for about 3 years and been a server for a while. So it's like you're so over the random dumb jokes that you get on the regular. So this one particularly, like, I lost the tip on this one, and I'm not even mad, because it was worth it to just like mildly let the guy know that he's being an idiot. So I had served this table and they were so nice. It was, I think it was like 3 dudes, all kind of like, I guess like 2 of them were middle-aged, one was like maybe 20s or 30s, and they were super nice. They weren't like weird or pervy or anything, like they were cool. And then at the end I was like, oh, like, is it separate or all together? And he goes, all together. And I was like, all right, cool. And he said, hey, wait, is it okay that I left my wallet at home? I don't have any money. And I just, like, again, I managed to not roll my eyes right to his face, but I just kind of froze, and I went, and I just kind of didn't say anything. But luckily he continues on, and it's like, well, yeah, can't you just like put it on my tab, and then I'll just pay for it next time. And he keeps going with the joke, and I'm like, again, trying so hard to at least just smile, like I think it's kind of funny. But I just wasn't having it that day. I was not having it. I was just like, oh, haha, like I don't think they'll let me do that, you know? Because like, what are you supposed to say? Like, there's no appropriate response to that. Like, yeah, go ahead. Because then it would be my luck that they would actually just try to get up and walk out. Because that's happened to people before. Not often, thank God, but where they've had a table just get up and leave. And then you're like out all this money. So I was like, there's nothing really good to say. So I was like, oh, haha, like I don't think I can do that. My managers would get mad at me. And then the guy has the audacity to be like, well, I guess you're just gonna have to wash some dishes to pay for our meal or something. And I just dead face said, I don't think it's gonna be me that's gonna be washing them. And he kind of stopped for a second, looked at his friend, and then like did a double take. Like it took him a second to figure out what I said to him. And he was just like, and made this face while all his friends were like, and they were like laughing at him, and he just was like, but unfortunately he was the one paying the bill, so I got like $2 on that ticket, even though it was like $70. But again, I wasn't even mad that day, because I was like, you know what, my bills this month are paid. Like, it was worth it just to be able to just let someone know that they're being an idiot. Alright, and I have one more. I'm trying to not make this video be super hella long, but again, this one I know that everyone in a restaurant gets all the time. So as a server, like waitress or waiter, when you first go to the table, you greet them, you like put down the napkins and stuff, and you're like, hi, or like, welcome to wherever you work, my name is so and so, you know, can I get you started off with a drink? And then you're supposed to like list things that you have, like whether you have Coke or Pepsi products, or like certain drink specials from the bar and that kind of thing. But either way, someone at least gotta let me get through. Hi, how are y'all doing? I'm Catherine, I'll be taking care of you today. But there's always those people that you get up to the table and you're like, hi, and they're like, Diet Coke, or sweet tea, light ice, no lemon. Before you even like you take a breath, you're like, and then they just cut you off, and you're like, and it's like so irritating, because I understand if you don't want me to do the entire spiel because you've been there before, but like at least let me say, hey, how you doing? I'm Catherine, like, what can I get you? But you just like, before you even, like, you open your mouth and then they just cut you off. And I'm like, it's, ooh, like, it's such a small thing, but I feel like it's just so irritating, because you're like, you could wait 2 seconds for me to say hey, because now I'm kind of like, oh. And then normally I'll just kind of be like, okay, so I'm Catherine, I'll be taking care of you today. Can I get you something to drink? And just act like they never said anything. And then most of the time they're fine after that, like they'll kind of get the hint. But I think my favorite was when I went up to a table, took a breath to say, hi, welcome to blank, I'm Catherine. And like, again, this time it was like as I was taking a breath, not even like as I was about to start talking. This lady goes, again, never seen this lady in my life. I just walked up to the table for the first time, like, as soon as they sat down. It's not like they had to wait or anything. I walk up, go, she's like, why is the chicken Caesar salad $10? And, like, I was just, like, internally, like, are you freaking kidding me? So I just stood there, like, silent. I was just like, till it was long enough and awkward that she said it again. why is the chicken Caesar salad $10? And I just continued like, and eventually I think she asked me a third time, and I have like my book ready to write down their drink order, and I just kind of went, and like I didn't even say a word. I just did like a shrug and like a non-committal like, and then just said, so I'm Catherine, can I get you started off with something to drink? And just kind of like, I guess, brush that under the rug, because it's like of all the people in a restaurant, I'm like the lowest level in terms of has any say over what the prices are. And I feel like everyone knows that. Like the person that you see in a restaurant or even at retail has zero control over the prices. And then the fact that that was the first thing she said, I couldn't even say hey or like what can I get you to drink, and I was just like, come on, are you freaking kidding me? So yeah, those are some weird things people have said to me in a restaurant. I will have much more, like I already have more than that. So just let me know if you'd like to see more, and yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.